It's a sunny April day on Long Island. Friends enjoy hot dogs and beer as they prepare for the end of the world.
We're going to give you like little tips on what products to get that have a very long shelf life.
I have protein, I have some carbohydrates.
These people are preppers. They're getting ready for everything from natural disasters to societal collapse. They stock up on freeze-dried food and stuff backpacks full of emergency gear.
I have glasses, I have small amounts of duct tape, I have a weapon.
Tommy Dilallo recently started this prepping meetup group. To Dilallo's group, it's not just about having enough to survive. It's about fending off those who don't. They call themselves tactical preppers.
I go for the cranial nerve and swipe and move into quick striking attacks.
Dilallo developed a hybrid martial arts system called Fang Shido and trained students 3 times a week. The former Marine was spurred to action after Hurricane Katrina showed him how close to home violence can come.
Then I worked for a company called Blackwater USA. Once I went down there and you saw the horrific conditions in New Orleans.
And when you pull back for a wide shot, the scene is nothing short of apocalyptic. 80%.
There were bodies in the streets, there were caskets floating. From there, when I got home, I just basically changed my whole outlook on prepping and survival.
If we're ever stuck here, I have so much stuff here, it's unbelievable. And you saw all the stuff in my car, it's just crazy.
Dilallo wants to make sure he can take care of what's important to him.
I'm protecting my family, my friends, and my life, period. I know that I have people and the supplies and the skill set in order to survive.
Push him.
Every new student in Dilallo's class goes through an initiation ritual often witnessed in gangs, the beatdown.
So getting the individual ready for that adrenaline dump. They have no idea where the next shot is coming from.
The shock of it more or less takes your breath away. You have to think, you have to remember to breathe. Since you get hit often, your body knows how to react to it. You can think through it.
The beatdown, like most of Dilallo's training, is meant to expose his students to fear and chaos now, to help them keep their head clear in a real-life violent struggle.
Well, it is extreme in a way, but violence is extreme. And you must become more violent than your enemy is trying to kill you. And that's how you guaranteed success.
Dilallo is convinced it's all necessary because the U.S. is headed for disaster.
Pock, cow, boom, or boom. Smith right up into his jawline.
So before 2020, you're going to see total collapse of the world. I'm thinking about a world global economic collapse. We're going to see the looting. We're going to see sanitation stop. It's going to affect us. It's going to affect everybody.
The veil of civility, they say, is 9 meals away from anarchy.
A behavioral psychologist by day, James Strickland leads a different Long Island tactical prepping group.
I know that in times of stress, duress, panic, desperation, that there will be people who can and will hurt you.
To the skeptics, James says, just look at history.
If you go back to 1937, Germany, they would probably say, that'll never happen. This is Germany. That can't possibly happen.
And if there's hostiles right there, as he's moving into the doorway.
So on this Tuesday night, in a darkened warehouse, Strickland's group gathers for their twice-monthly weapons training. It's called Airsoft. They're practicing with unloaded air guns, but to Strickland, it's not just kids' play.
There's a level of realism there. When you engage in airsoft training, it desensitizes you to the panic. The adrenaline's going, and if you can operate in that, you can then function.
Whoever's in charge is going to yell, squad online, buddy rush. Pop up, suppress.
Like Dilallo's martial arts students, Strickland and his group practice regularly, so in a real disaster, they can run on autopilot.
Muscle memory is a big factor in maintaining your skills.
The enemy knows for some reason you're coming in. He's going to either be laying in the prone or he's going to be in the corners. Instead of coming out long armed like this, I'm going to come in nice and tight.
What good is having your supplies if people can come and take it away?
Skelly, as he asked to be called, has been prepping since childhood, when his family was trapped without power for a week in a record-breaking snowstorm. He says the survival instinct can lead to desperate measures.
You got to be able to defend yourself and what you have. You know, if nobody has food and people realize you do, they're going to come to you. You'd be amazed what people will do.
Right there.
They will. You know, what would you do to feed your family?
You need to know how to protect yourself, but on the other hand, it's really important that you recognize what the real threat is.
Eitan Edwards is a disaster preparedness expert, and
Eitan Edwards says the tactical preppers' emphasis on violence is paranoid and misplaced.
They're prepping for the implementation of a new world order by President Barack Muslim socialist Obama. You need to be more concerned with having emergency food, emergency water, an emergency evacuation plan. Because who's invading the United States? Nobody. You know, who are you buying these guns for? To shoot other Americans?
It's a fair question. Camouflage and automatic weapons conjure up anti-American militias. Skelly and the other tactical preppers defend their right to defend themselves.
We're patriots. We're Americans. We don't want to overthrow the government. We're not skinheads. We're not radicals. We're not neo-Nazis.
Skelly says he and his troop are simply taking a note from America's quintessential and youngest preppers.
We're just Boy Scouts on steroids. That's how I look at us. You know, be prepared. That used to be a good thing. Now people look at it as a bad thing, as a crazy thing. But luck favors the prepared. And the more things that you are prepared and ready to handle, the luckier you're going to be at the end of the day.
3, 2, 1, bang!